Here we go, everybody. This is East West Football with my man Kendall. Man, week 8.
Woo.
And we are at somewhat the halfway point, I guess you can say, man. And golly, man, it's gone by so fast. And we got some pretty good matchups in week 8, man. But overall, what do you think of the season, Kendall?
I think week 8, we at the halfway point, midpoint. So this is the unraveling season when teams, the real teams, come aboard and the fake teams go back down to earth. We seen one on Thursday night, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Nobody thought it was a real team.
Yeah.
They kind of came back to earth the past few weeks. They started out 2-0. Then when they lost to Philly a few weeks back, and they started going from, I think, only won like one game since then. So we're at the halfway point. We about to be able to dissect and place the good teams. And we about to be able to situate these teams now, separate them from the pack. Teams start separate to the pack. And you know what's real and what's fake. Who's been telling a nice fairy tale story for the first couple months of the season? Who's really about that? We're gonna find out starting this week here.
Yeah, man. So, obviously, I'm not gonna put out information, but right now, Walt's having a difficult time. Walt Stringer, Lions Avenue, East West Football. All I ask is that you keep it in our prayers. We're here for you, brother. We appreciate you. We love you. And let's kick it off, man. I think Walt would have it any other way. He said, "Do your thing, boys."
Yes,
so kicking it off, man. It's the Jets at Giants, man. What do you think? A lot of people kind of written off the Giants. And last week they actually thought that the Commanders were going to beat them, but the Giants came victorious, man. Now they got the Jets.
Giants and Jets. I'm going with the Giants. I mean, Battle New York.
Well,
I'm going with the Jets. I like what I've seen from them the past couple weeks since Daniel Jones has been out. I think it's opened up the offense a lot more. Daniel Jones can scramble, but not like Tyrod Taylor. He's a veteran, kind of familiar with the system. They got Saquon. Saquon, do y'all know this? If you're listening and you too, I don't know if you know, Saquon, last time he played the Jets, Saquon Barkley only had 1 yard. 1 freaking yard. Go look at that. He had 1 yard against the Jets his last meeting, and he's hot about that. Well, obviously, he's going to have more than 1 yard a day. It's not going to take him. But that's not what happened again. But I'm going with the Giants. Jets are coming off a bye week, so they've had extra time to prepare. But I'm going with the Giants. And I only think it's an upset, man.
I don't know, man. The Jets are getting a little hot.
It's supposed to rain. It's supposed to be rainy there in New York, at the Giants, to the Meadowlands too. So I'm going with the G-Man.
They are playing pretty good, man. That one's kind of a toss-up for me.
With the Jets. Part of that has to do with the Jets in my division too. But
I think the Jets defense is going to be too much for Taylor, man. I'll take the Jets on that one. All right, next one we got are Jaguars at Steelers, and this one, if you look at it, it's actually a very important game
for both teams
because the Jags are in first place in the South, and the Steelers are still behind the Ravens at 5-2, and the Steelers are 4-2. So the Steelers need this game, man, to keep up with them Ravens, but the Jags do too. They're leading their division. So what do you think about this one, Kendall?
I'm going Jacksonville. Still, I don't like what I've seen from the offense. It seems like they just throw it up and see what happens. Offense. George Pickens makes a highlight play every fourth quarter of the damn game. It seemed like that's not withstanding. You can't depend on T.J. Watt getting a pick six or a strip sack every week. You can't play like that. The defense is good. Jacksonville has some extra time off. They hadn't played since they played the Saints last week on Thursday night. So I'm going Jacksonville and that Jaguars secondary and George Pickens. They've been doing a lot of talking trash the past couple. I don't know if y'all seen it. They've been going back and forth with it. Give me Jacksonville in a close one though. But I think Pittsburgh gets off the slow starts. I think Jacksonville, they're gonna be able to score.
Man, it feels like I think we're gonna go in opposite ways, man.
Mm.
Every time I pick the Steelers to lose, they win. So, and they're playing at Pittsburgh. So I'm gonna go with the Steelers, man, at home. This is another toss-up for me too, man. It seems like all year You pick a team and they lose every time. I don't know what it's weird in the NFL this
I
year,
do
but
think after this week, if Pittsburgh can get this win against a good team, a lot of people start talking a lot more about
yeah.
the Steelers. They really nobody's talking about them because they look so bad, but they winning.
Yeah, I think the Steelers need this more than the Jags, and I think they win at home. But all right, next one is Eagles at Commanders. The last game they played, the Eagles won by a field goal, 34-31. That was a close one. I don't think anybody expected that. But yeah, Eagles, and they're playing at FedEx Field. So what
Yeah,
about this one, Kendall?
yeah. Washington kept Philly by surprise last time. Won't happen this time. Philly coming off a big win. Some people will say this might be like a letdown week coming off a big win. Nah, divisional foe. It's in Washington, right?
It's in Washington.
Give me Philadelphia.
Yeah, I think Philadelphia will take care of business. I think at the end of the day, they look like themselves from last year against the Dolphins. I think their offense was playing a lot better. They're more efficient, and they were playing a rhythm. So I'll take the Eagles over the Commanders. Next up is Vikings at Packers. So this one, yeah, yeah. So with this one, this is I'll say the race. You know, the Lions are up 5-2, but the Vikings and Packers are 2-4. Vikings are 3-4. I think if the Vikings want to make a run, they have to win this game. So to keep up with the Lions. But what do you think? Vikings at Green Bay.
Vikings don't have Justin Jefferson. Jordan, my boy, Jordan Addison, they ball on Monday Night Football. I wanted him in New England, but we didn't do it. Tough one, tough. And they going into Green Bay, divisional foe.
Kendall, this is the thing, though. They play those Niners as if they were like a one-loss team.
Yeah.
They look pretty good, and you know, I'm watching the Vikings this year. Brian Flores called a pretty good game against that Niners offense. Now, granted, they didn't have Trent Williams or Debo, but I'm just saying, like, I think this team is pretty good, given the case that Justin Jefferson's not even playing, man. But those wide receivers stepped up, man. I think
Powell, Hawkinson, the running game. Yeah.
Osborne, they played
Yeah.
really good, man. So, I mean, they're going in Green Bay.
Give me the Vikings, but this gonna be a game when we look back on. I'm gonna say it could go either way. Like I said earlier in the year, like when I think it was Tampa and somebody else. I said this right here gonna be
Tampa
a game.
and Atlanta, I think you said.
No, I think it was week 1 or 2. It was Tampa Bay played somebody. I don't know whoever they played week 1 or 2. I was like, I'm gonna pick Tampa, but I don't feel good about it. I'm gonna go with Minnesota, but this gonna be a game I like. Yeah, I could see that happen. I wouldn't be surprised if Green Bay won.
Yeah, I think with the hot streak that Minnesota's got and the way Kevin O'Connell played that game and Brian Flores, I'm gonna be confident that the Vikings win this game. Even at Green Bay, I think they have to keep up with that Lions team. So give me the Vikings in Green Bay. All right, next, Kendall, we got Falcons at Titans. So a lot of I'm not gonna say drama, but about Derrick Henry getting traded. You know, Dave Bird, I think, is gone.
Yeah, Dion might be getting traded.
Yep. So I don't know, man. A lot of stuff going in Titans now. Tannehill is out of this game. I looked at the inactives, and Tannehill is out. Now the question is, there's some rumors going around. I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but Will Levis might be making a start.
Falcons. I like that Falcon defense. Now that's the one bright spot. They got some pieces on offense. Ritter's been inconsistent. That could be a place for Justin Fields to go in the future, but that's a conversation for another day. I'm going with the Falcons.
Yeah, I think. Man, this is the tough one.
It's
in Tennessee.
It's a tough one. I'm gonna take Atlanta close.
Yeah, with that safety gone, Bird, I think. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Falcons too. They're a young team. Tannehill is out.
When a young quarterback comes in, gives a team a spark. So you don't know how this guy played. You got his college film on him. He hasn't played none in the pros, so it kind of. But I take the better. I'm gonna go with the Falcons.
Yeah,
but another game I wouldn't be surprised about.
Yeah, I'll go with the Falcons as well. They're looking good. They surprised me last week when they beat Tampa. I think Tampa should have won that game, but hey, they beat a better team in my opinion. So I'll go with the Falcons as well. Next up is Saints at Colts. Saints haven't been looking too good, Kendall. I don't know what's going on. I believe they're a better team than what they're showing on the field, but Yeah, they got the Colts, and the Colts are really good.
They have been looking good, but they've had some extra time off to get the offense right. You'd hope since they played Jacksonville last week on Thursday Night Football. Colts are home. They played the Browns down to the wire last week. And
Yeah,
Colts
they
have been
did.
playing some freaking good ball this
Yep.
year. But I'm gonna take the Saints in a dome, controlled environment. Saints got the weapons, Saints got the defense, and Derek Carr going to miss you. I'm gonna go with Derek Carr to do just enough to win.
Oh man, this is a tough one.
Close
In
one,
the
man. This could be a close
Colts,
one.
man, this is going to be a good one. I think. I think you're right, Kendall. I think with what happened last week, they came back and almost won that game. I think that offense starts to get going, especially Derek Carr kind of taking control. We saw him, I think, getting mad at Olave for not running that deep pass. So I think this offense keeps rolling. I think it was a testament last week of what you could see if they actually put it together. So I'll take the Saints as well in Indianapolis. All right, next is Texans at Panthers, man. We have the number 1 and the number 3
Yeah.
or 2
Two,
pick.
two, two.
1 and 2
Yeah,
pick.
1 and 2.
Oh, technically, I mean, we have the first, second, and third pick
Yeah.
playing in this game. So Panthers have not won a game yet. Man, what do you got, Kendall? Texans at Carolina.
What's Texans' record?
I think 1 and
No, Texas
6.
won a couple games.
Hold on, I'll tell you right now.
I want to say
so we know the Panthers are 0 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe the Texans have only won. Man, you might
they
be
won
right.
Like 3 games, I think, 2 or 3.
Nah. Yeah, you're right. 3 and 3.
3, 3. Okay. Upset of the week. Going with the Panthers. They had a bye week. They changed offensive coordinators. They changed coordinator. Reich ain't calling the play. They got a new guy calling the plays. Bye week, perfect time, Carolina Panthers. And my brother's gonna be at that game, so I'm gonna go with Carolina.
They win their first game.
First game, perfect spot.
So C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young, the battle of the 1 and 2.
Bryce Young, Yep, I'm going with Bryce Young and the boys.
Man, I'm sorry, man. The Texans are just going to be too much for the Panthers, man. I think that defense is a little bit better than the Panthers.
Is J.C. Horn back? I think he's out.
I don't know if he's playing or not. I haven't checked at the inactives for them, but I don't know. I like that defense more than the Panthers. Here we go. Houston Texans at Carolina. Robert Woods is out. Brevin Jordan, the tight end. Sheldon Rankins. The Panthers have Laviska Shenault Jr. and Von Bell out. So he still might be on IR. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Texans, man. So we'll see. All right. Before we get into the afternoon games, we still got 2 more games we got to talk about, and I'm going to leave Kendall's team last. But we got Rams at Cowboys. Rams actually, they're playing a lot better than people give them credit for. And they're still in the race in the West, Kendall, with the 2 losses the Rams have had. I believe they're a game behind just for the simple fact for that.
What are they, 2 and 3?
So right now, they're 4. I think the Rams are 3 and 4, and the Niners are 5 and 2, with the Seahawks 4 and 2. So this is a must win for them if they want to keep up with that race. So what do you think?
Yeah, kind of shocked by that. I thought they'd be like a team that might have a top 5 pick. I thought going into the season, all the turnover that they had, they're getting old in core areas. But that guy they got at BYU, Puka Nacua. He is, I think he's leading the league in receptions and yards or something like that. Then they got Cooper Kupp back. That's gonna be a tough task for Dallas today. Going up there with no Diggs, Gilmore's getting up there in A. They do got Deron Bland, but Dallas is coming off a bye, had extra time to prepare for the Rams. One thing, little key nugget, Matt Stafford is from Texas. He always plays good. He's always gave Cowboys trouble when he's with Detroit. He always plays good, and it just seems like when teams play the Cowboys, everybody gets up for that. Everybody loves, especially when they playing at home.
It's their Super Bowl, Kendall.
Yeah. So this was gonna be my upset of the week, but I went already. You normally only hit one of these things. I think I'm hitting the Carolina over the Texans. I'm going with Dallas in a close game. I want to see how that round defense plays against against Dallas, but coming off a bye that might because I had extra time to get that team ready. But I want to say how they cover those two receivers. I think those two receivers gonna have a big day though, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. I think Stafford good for a couple about one pick a game. He gonna throw it to you, just gotta catch it. He good for a pick a game. He gonna turn that ball over. But he's a gunslinger, man. But give me Dallas. If the Rams had a good offensive line, I would take the Rams, but I don't like what I seen their offensive line.
Yeah, I'm gonna save my pick for the Cowboys cast, but should be a good game. You're right, Kendall. But I do like what I see
Who's
in
the inactives for that game, Harvey?
inactives. I'll tell you right now. This was sent out 2 hours ago. So right now we got for the Rams, it's Hunter Long, the tight end, and the Cowboys have none.
Okay.
So, but that's where we're at now. Next game, Kendall. We have. Yep. You already know. Let's go with. We got the Patriots at Miami Dolphins. What do you think, man? Especially off that win, the Mac Jones. Man, I'll tell you what, man, that was incredible. They came back and beat the Buffalo Bills the last, I think, like with 12 seconds left or something. But they look pretty good, man. They were fighting all week last week. So do you expect the same thing against the Miami Dolphins?
I mean, when you look at it, how the times have changed. We won a game last week against Buffalo, and we celebrate that game like we just clinched the playoff spot or we won a damn Super Bowl or something. The way they was hip and hooray around that field, like, really? That's what I was. That's what I. If you check out the Kansas Pats Talk on YouTube, you can see my podcast. Like, really? We celebrate that like it was a huge boulder relief. Like we just won a Super Bowl. You would thought we won the Lombardi last week. I'm like, dang, like is that how bad the times are? So based off if we hadn't celebrated like that and like we actually been there before, I would have been like, okay, we can go into Miami and get it. It's rarely do these things happen. So we're about to find out a lot about the Patriots. We lose today. And then, then you notice nobody's saying that this week about Belichick getting fired and this Mac Jones. You ain't heard nothing about that this week. You know, winning cures temporarily. So we lose. If we lose today, we're back to okay. Well, Patriots, maybe top 5 pick. We win. I think we can actually compete in the playoffs. If we win today, you beat Buffalo and Miami back-to-back weeks. In your 3-1 division, we can go ahead and get 10, 11 wins, get to the playoffs. Me knowing my team, the way I know my team. Last week was last week was the game that we put our everything in. We're gonna come out flat today. We're gonna get down 10 zip, 13 zip. The real Patriots gonna show back out today. I know my team. We're gonna come back down to earth today. Matt Jones probably have a couple of turnovers, 10, 13 zip. And we can get blown out, but it's gonna be a game where we come up short in the end. I just know my team. We're not gonna play as good as we did last week. We're not gonna do that 2 weeks in a row. So I'm gonna go with Miami. 24-16, something like that, 24 to a close game down to the wire. But Tua is 5-0 against Belichick. When they be 6-0. Matt Jones 0-4 against Tua. We have not won, and Miami has been it's like a black cat running around. Every time we go there, something bad happens. Like it's been a house of horror. We haven't won down there in 2019. And even when we had Tom Brady and the good Patriots back in, we still always struggling in that heat, Miami. But I'm gonna go with the Dolphins. It hurts me. I'm gonna go with Miami 24-16. Dolphins win today, and we'll be back. We'll be the 2-6. Hey, it helps us for the draft position, but hey, we'll be back at 2-6 today.
You know what, man? I think this is gonna be my upset. I honestly think the Patriots are gonna beat the Dolphins. I honestly think Bill Belichick is gonna come up with a plan to stop Tyreek. As long as you can stop that run.
Last time.
As of right now, I think the only person that's out in this game, is
what's the inactives?
Calvin Anderson as of right now.
Yeah, that ain't
for the Patriots. So, but I think Bill Belichick is tired of losing, man, and I think he's gonna find a way to scheme this team up with Judon. Judon should be playing.
No,
right?
He's out.
He's out. Oh, that ain't good.
He's been out.
No, I think they'll be fine, man. I think the Patriots beat the Dolphins, man, and I think the Dolphins lose 2 in a row. And they got to find answers in Miami. So we'll see. I think that's my upset for the week, man.
Horrors, man. We'll see.
We'll see. Next game, right? We go into the 4:00 games. We got Browns at Seahawks. Man, I think this is going to be a good matchup. It's going to test that Seahawks team again. But yeah, Browns at Seahawks, and the Browns with the #1 defense.
If Deshaun Watson was playing, I would go with the Browns. But I'm gonna go with Seattle and Seattle. Even if Deshaun Watson wasn't playing, but it was in Cleveland, I'll go with the Browns. But I'm gonna take Seattle in this one.
Man, I got to roll with the Browns, man. I think they're playing too good right
You like
now.
what you
I don't
think
care.
from PJ Walker?
I don't care who's playing quarterback. I think with this defense, it's really stingy, man, and they're allowing probably less than 20 points, 17 points, probably less than that. But the last few games, man, there's no way, man. I think you have a team like that can stop teams like from scoring.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Browns just have to do enough to win. So I'll take the Browns.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna save the big game for last in the 4:00 games, but we got Chiefs at Broncos.
Chiefs. What's it, 18 straight?
So this would be 17 if they win 17 in a row and beating the Broncos.
Chiefs. Big. I think it's snowing there in Denver too.
Yeah, so I take the Chiefs too. This is an easy game. I'd be shocked if the Broncos actually beat the Chiefs. Next one
It's gonna happen one day, but just not.
Yeah, so the next game is Ravens at Cardinals. The Ravens coming off that, I believe it was 38-6 game against the Detroit Lions. It was a great showing. The offense actually scored 24 points, and the rest of the points was that defense. So what do you think with the Ravens at the Cardinals? Cardinals actually playing pretty good, Kendall. They're not somebody you can just roll. They're not going to roll over. They're actually a really good team, even though they don't have very many superstars. But yeah, Ravens at Arizona.
And a couple years ago, a while back, I might have said that this might be a letdown day from Baltimore coming off a big win. They blew it. That game was over last week in the first few drives. But I'm gonna take Baltimore.
Yeah, I take Baltimore. I think it's too much. I think last week they played a really good game. They're starting to get the rhythm. Andrews, Zay Flowers, and all them are starting to play a little bit better. So yeah. If they come out flat, they're going to have some issues. But I think the Ravens take that game. Now the last of the 4:00 games, it's a big one, Kendall. It's the Bengals at 49ers. That's going to be a big game. As you know, the Niners are leading the division on the West, but the Bengals, they're 3-3 and last in their division in AFC North.
Mm-hmm.
So not to say that one team wants it more than the other, but they need this game. And then the Niners are 5-2, and the Seahawks are right behind them with 4-2. So, what do you think about this game?
This is gonna be a close game. If Deebo Samuel was playing to be a foregone conclusion, I would go with the 49ers. I'm still gonna go with them because they home. I think Big Trent gonna play. McCaffrey's playing. I think they can get over the Deebo injury. Bengals coming off a bye, but the offensive line ain't good. But that 49 defensive front is really good. Give me San Fran in a very close one. I don't feel good about it either.
San Fran, huh?
Yeah, give me the Niners. Go Niners.
Okay. Man, Kendall. I think with Brock Purdy out, I'm pretty sure he's not going to play.
He's playing.
I thought concussion. I have him as not playing.
He passed.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he passed.
No, I don't think they win, man.
That situation, they're strange because normally when you get a concussion, you out like 7 to 10. You out that following week. It's crazy how he came back that quick. Not one. Javon Holland from Miami got sat down today.
Since the concussion protocol has been put in place by the NFL.
Monday night.
Yep. Since the concussion protocol has been put in the NFL, not one player has made the following game. Brock Purdy would be the first if he makes it.
Yeah, they probably gonna look into that.
Yeah. So, honestly, I think the Bengals need this more than the Niners do. And that's not to say that the players are going to give up, but I'm just saying, man, they need this game so bad. And I think the Bengals win this game on a close one. I'm probably going to look at 21-17 game somewhere there.
CBS game, man. CBS.
I believe so. But I think it's it's going to be a close game, but I think the Bengals win that one. So next game is the Sunday night game,
horrible.
And it's a weird game. I would hope that the NFL. I don't know when they start flexing. Do you know when they start
I do
flexing,
think I
Kendall?
think it's after I think week 10, I think. Or no, it's
Okay.
or after no, about I think it's late on in the year, about week 12, something like
They
that.
need to start flexing early
Yeah,
on
they gotta
because
change that in the offseason. I know they do it based off how they think teams are looking. They probably thought it was gonna be. They probably thought the Bears made all these moves this offseason. The Chargers,
yep.
Herbert, Field. They probably thought that. So you can't really fault them for that. But
So
dang,
Bears at Chargers, man. It's
Tyson Badgett against Justin Herbert. They kind of look alike too. Tyson Badgett against Justin Herbert. Give me the
yep.
Chargers, man. Damn.
Yeah, I
I
think the
I don't think it's
Chargers.
gonna be a tough one
This
to
is an
watch.
easy one, man. I think the Chargers are a way better team.
Yeah,
And they beat the Bears
it's
in
in
Los
LA, right?
Angeles. Yeah, it's in Los Angeles. Yeah, so that's an easy one. Now Monday night, right? This is an interesting matchup.
It's a better matchup.
The only thing reason I say it is I don't think it's I don't think this game is going to be a blowout in my opinion. I might be wrong, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think. With Matt Crosby and company, I think it's going to be a closer game. So the Raiders are 3-4 right now behind the Chiefs. A lot of teams are pretty close in the playoff race, so they need this win. But we're looking at the Raiders in Detroit on Monday night. Kendall, what do you think about this matchup?
Detroit, big.
Big?
Not they gonna win at least by 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think. I'd probably say by a touchdown, but I think the Detroit Lions will win this game, especially coming off of that horrible loss against the Ravens.
Yeah, they're gonna
They
come
did
out
not
fired
look
up.
like themselves. They're going to be fired up. I think they win, but I think they win by a touchdown against the Raiders. Devontae Adams talking about he wasn't getting the ball enough.
He's an interesting name to watch at the trade deadline too.
Yep.
I got a feeling it's gonna be somebody that we ain't thinking about. They're gonna get moved somewhere.
Not only that, Renfro too, I think, is on the trade block as well.
Surprising how bad of a season he's having in that system. That's crazy.
Yeah, so I think the Lions take that one, but that's it, Kendall. That's week 8 in a nutshell. But overall, what do you think of these teams? Are they? I guess Bill Parcells would say, "You are who you are."
You will know today. We know this is the midway point.
Yeah, the midway point. I think this is going to be a very big week. But other than that, what do you got? Any final thoughts, Kendall? Any?
I want to see what Patriots team gonna show up today. Maybe the team that celebrate the Super Bowl was last week, y'all Super Bowl, or we gonna act like we've been there before. We're gonna come out and have that same energy and stuff. So I know within the first couple of drives what type of game it's gonna be. So you come out, you dropping passes, penalties, and strip sacks and interceptions. You already know what type of game it's gonna be. So I know early.
Nice. I appreciate everybody being on live. If you see it on the replay, make sure you like, subscribe, put the bell notification on so you know when we go live. Yep. The other thing is, Kendall, throw your plugs in real quick.
Ken's Pats Talk down there. You want to support the show, Cass, have it right in parentheses. But hey, Ken's Pats Talk. Subscribe to YouTube on YouTube, Twitter, and IG.
Like I said, this is East West Football, everything NFL. We're the People's NFL Network. We can also catch me and Jerry, the Cowboys Cast, everything Dallas Cowboys. We're on Twitter, Instagram, the Cowboys Cast, on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're all over the place. Other than that, I appreciate y'all being here and keep it real.